Dear chess friends, today I would like to show you how to make the most out of the puzzles feature from chess.com. First, I would recommend you to select the puzzles section and then click on the learning tab, not on the rated tab. In the learning, you can specify a rating range. So for this example of this video, I specified a rating range between 500 and 1000. And now you can select the themes you want to practice. Say we want to do discovered attack. So I click on this one and then click on start. And as you can see here on the right hand side, it will mention all the selected themes, tactics. So only one tactic selected, discovered attack. And now we can focus on this particular tactic. Now obviously it's easy because we know it's a discovered attack. Black to move. So this is the right move, and now we win the queen. That was quite easy, and we can move on to the next puzzle. White to move. Again, we can win the queen and a rook. Next tactic, black to move, discovered attack. Where is the discovery? This one is unprotected. So I guess we can simply take this one. Okay, now it's check. We have to retake, and that's correct. One more example, white to move. Where is the discovery? We can take this one and then recapture here. So now obviously the more advanced, a more difficult method is selecting 2 or 3. So let's say on top of discovered attack, we also add another theme, say skewer, and maybe even a third one, sacrifice. So now, as you can see, it's shown here. We have 3 themes: discovered attack, sacrifice, and skewer. Now it's more difficult to figure out which theme we currently have. So obviously it's one of those 3 here. Either it's a discovered attack, a sacrifice, or a skewer. If you don't know the move, you can get a hint here. And first it will just highlight the piece, and if you click again, it will show you the full move. Okay, next example, white to move. Okay, good. So, and now the master class, of course, is if you select all themes and start again. Let's do that as well. So now it's saying all themes. We don't know what is the theme. So the main first task will be to figure out the tactics that is on the board. So let's try to figure it out. White to move. And to figure out the relevant tactic, obviously you need to be aware on what tactics exist. So obviously what comes to mind is this. So we can now find a good place for our rook. Okay, so this was a lot of themes. Actually, it was a rating of 986. And the themes we saw in this tactics were bishop pair, double check, mate in 3, passed pawns, pin, sacrifice, and vulnerable king. And you can even vote each of them up or down if you feel they are more relevant than they are listed here, or less relevant with the thumbs down. Next one, next puzzle, black to move. This looks like an easy one. winning the bishop here. Let's see if that's correct. And actually, obviously, we cannot take now because then we would lose the rook. So we first need to swap the rook and then can gain the bishop. And the last example, black to move. What is the theme? We only have a rook and a few pawns. And this king does not have a whole lot of squares to go. So maybe something like this, or maybe even this, looks like a reasonable approach. I mean, the thing is, one first should think to the end, right? So I could, for example, do this, then only one move, then I could do this. And actually a goal in this one is to keep the draw. So you probably just give checks to the end. And the theme here was perpetual check. And how can you figure this one out? I mean, just looking at the material, we are down a rook and a queen. Okay, we have two more pawns. So it's a hopeless position. So the best we can hope for would be a draw, and we just give a perpetual check here. So again, that's the kind of skill you need to develop to grasp and see what is the tactic on the board. One more, white to move. So again, you need to figure out what is the tactics on the board, and obviously it's a mate in one. Not sure why it says 4-move checkmate. It was mate in one, so we can write this down. One more, black to move. And again, we need to figure out what is the tactics here, what could be the relevant tactics. So there's a nice double attack. But now we can gain the bishop. Okie dokie. Remove the defender was the theme. One more, black to move. This one, and actually this one looks pretty nice, because if you do this, we have another one, for example this one, which looks pretty much like checkmate. Mate in two was the theme here. One more, white to move. Okay, we immediately see the threat here, and actually that's probably how we're gonna solve this one. Mate in two, back rank was the weakness because of all those pieces which prevented the king from escaping. So, and that's, you need to develop and see those themes. One more, black to move. What tricks can we do here? Is there undefended pieces? For example, this one is only defended by the queen. So if we take it, the queen has to go here, and then this piece is no longer defended. Remove the defender. Remove the defender is the theme. The next one, black to move. Black to move. What is the theme? We can capture here, win one piece, and if he captures here, take back, and that's the correct move, hanging piece. And one more, white to move. So what is threatened? That's also a good first thought. So obviously this one is under attack. I mean, it's is well protected, but nevertheless there's an attack here. What threats do we have? So we could take, and then probably the bishop would go here. And in order to prevent the bishop to go to b2, we could easily just take the bishop first with check, remove the defender, and then capture the rook. And that was an easy one. One more, black to move. So our queen is under attack. Not good. So we probably have to take care about this threat. So something which comes to mind is this one, but how would we gain this with this move? Probably not if we play this move first, but what if we play this move first? So if we just sacrifice our queen here, obviously white will take, and then we have a check here. White will take, and then we have a checkmate here. So that's obviously the solution to this one. And one more, black to move. What comes to mind here is something like this. Does it work? I think so. Mate in one. That was easy. One more, black to move. Okay, our rook is under attack. So what comes to mind is this one, back rank weakness, because of the king being hit behind his own pieces, and only one move to prevent the checkmate, and now we can capture, mate in two. One more, white to move. Now the queen, maybe it can be captured, but how? What about this one? Then this one would still be an option. So what about this one? That, but then this whole line is open. So what about this one? That looks somewhat nice. Actually, this is the right move, because now the queen has no squares anymore. All of them are well protected. This one, this one, this one, and even this one, because our knight jumps here. So we capture the queen. Okay, he takes the rook, but rook is 5 points, queen is 9 points. I hope you could benefit from this video. If so, I'm happy if you give me a like. See you next time. Bye bye.